Hey y'all, how you doing today? Dana here, and I'm in my kitchen, and I've got somebody with me today. Y'all, this is Mr. Robbie McAlpine.
Hey, I got away with this hand, so I can be. There we go. Yeah.
I know. We had to fix that so the words would be right on the books.
That's
Well,
right.
y'all, today we're gonna do something really good and easy, and it involves chocolate pudding and chocolate Oreo cookies. And if you like an easy Oreo chocolate dessert, y'all send me some hearts and let me know who my people are. I love chocolate. I've been making this recipe forever. I've never even written it down. So if you've made this recipe before, give me a thumbs up and let me know who you are. But this is how I make it. And Robbie comes from a long line of really good cooks.
Yeah. Maybe. My mom's really good, and my sister, owns the Busy Bee there, not all good. And she stole all my mom's recipes and cooks those at the Busy Bee. So
the Busy Bee for me, when I go to the Busy Bee, I always think I'm going to get something, different this time. But every time I go in there, y'all, I get that fried chicken. It is so good. I love it. But anyway, we're going to get started with this and then chat a little bit about different things going on. So first, we got to get the milk going. So if you'll take that off, and remember, y'all, this is like having an eye on your stove, like putting a pan on your stove, and we're cooking it at medium temperature. So this is all heated up, and I put this over here because we couldn't get up under the stove hood and over there trying to work this together, so we're doing it over here with this. Now, y'all would just put this on regular medium and use your pan. There you go, Rob. That's two cups.
Just right into the
Just
pot
right
there.
in there.
All right.
And I'm going to give you a spoon, too.
You're gonna put me to work. There
Put
we
you
go.
to work.
I like it.
Yes. And then we're going to do...
We don't want this to burn on the bottom. Is
No,
that right?
we do not. So you keep stirring.
I will.
And do you know... Have you cooked enough so you can feel what it's doing by stirring
Yeah,
it?
so Mom taught me how to cook gravy one time.
Yeah,
and you just
if
kind
you
of
cook gravy, you can do it.
I'm a great gravy chef, actually. We gotta start canning that stuff. Call it Robbie's gravy.
Listen, I have some good gravy. Okay, that's 5 cups because we're going to use 2 of these. And this is the Jell-O cook and serve, not the instant. It's got to be cook and serve. So, Robbie,
Yep.
you want to pour it?
Yep. Sounds good.
Y'all, how easy is this recipe? I know. And it's very popular everywhere I take it.
I think I've tried to make this before, but every time I get like the box of Oreos, I can't make it. It's like I got Oreos and milk, and then I don't get any further. I'm gonna tear. Can you tear
Here.
this a little bit further? Yeah.
Yes, I'll be glad to.
Yeah. But yeah, I can like down a whole thing of Oreos.
Listen, it is very tempting when you get it. And you can always buy 2 and eat some while you're making it.
Yeah. And
Have
then
a few extra.
have a diabetic.
What do y'all do? Do y'all do stuff like that, or is it just me and Robbie that do that? Thinking, I would be able to make that, but I ate all the Oreos. Let me move this out of the way right quick. How's it feeling over there, Robbie?
It's feeling okay now. The thickness, am I supposed to be looking for a certain thickness or just making sure it's off the bottom?
What's going to happen is you're going to stir it, and it's going to get warmer and warmer, and as it goes toward the boiling point, it'll start getting really thick.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you that it's really, really easy just to follow the directions on the back. Now, what I do when I put 2 boxes in, I do 1 less cup, but that's entirely up to you. If you want all 3 cups per box, it's up to you. It'll just make more pudding. But anyway, what you got to do is get your pans ready. Now, y'all, I went and bought some of these pans at the store because Robbie's taking some home and I'm keeping some here.
That's right.
So this is how we're doing this today.
It's as good as cash. Pudding.
What do you do with these Oreos? When I get into these Oreos, I'll show you. Y'all know this is so easy. And I've taken this to so many events where they say, you gotta bring a dessert. I'm like, oh, I know the right one because the kids will eat it, the grown-ups will eat it, everybody eats these desserts. You take these cookies and you line the bottom of your pan, just like this. How easy is that?
I know.
If we can keep them out of his mouth, we can get them in here.
Well, we'll
There
have
we
to see
go.
about that. Time will
We'll
tell.
have to see about that.
Now these clumps right here that I've created, those
Yes.
will come out, right?
They will cook out of there.
Yeah.
If it starts getting clumpy on you and you get nervous about it, you can always use a wire whisk, but I'm telling you, this will cook out.
Yeah. Not
And
bad
if
at
it
all.
doesn't, we're blaming Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously
Just
my
kidding.
fault. I mean,
Actually, I made one of these last night that I was going to show you.
Okay.
And I need to pull that out. Well, let me get through doing this one job at a time, people. One job at a time. Let me get these done, and then I'll pull the one out from last night. After this gets set, I made one last night so you can see what it looked like today. But after it gets set, you will just top it with some Cool Whip and then decorate it the way you want to. If you want to do all kind of fancy stuff on it, you can. If you want to lay a few Oreos on top so people will know that's in there, you can. But all I know is when you make this stuff, people just love it.
It doesn't last long.
It does not last long.
Oh. So,
okay.
So I just don't want to be out of line here, but this is delicious. This y'all sweet tea.
Show them what that is.
I'm telling you, if you've not had y'all sweet tea, it's delicious. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, I love y'all, and we have it here all the time. It comes in gallon sizes and regular or decaf, and it comes in half-gallon sizes, regular or decaf. Y'all, it's delicious. We've just been enjoying it forever. And when Robbie got here today, I'm like, here, taste of this tea. What'd you think about it?
It's delicious. I mean, it really is.
It is.
It's as good as the major brands that are out there, and actually probably a little better because, a lot of sweet tea can come across a little too sweet. But to me, that's perfect. You know what I mean? It's absolutely perfect.
Listen, it's what we Southerners drink. And y'all, if you want to order it, I'll put the link above. And use the code DANNA, D-A-N-N-A, and you will get 10% off your order. You definitely will. So if you want to order some, give me a thumbs up, and I'll put that link up there. And I'll tell you what, we'll get you some good tea. This is what life in the South is like, okay? Mm-hmm. Let me pull that dessert out, Robbie.
Yeah. And Dan, I want you to hear a little bit, tell us a little about your huge weekend. I know you probably talked about it on one of your other cooking shows, but I enjoyed watching you all weekend with the home show. I mean, those live productions that you did were really good.
Oh, I had so much fun.
And the crowd, you had a good crowd, good turnout.
We did. We had a great turnout. And David, if you could get the Cool Whip out for me. Y'all, my sweet husband's here supporting, and he's getting the Cool Whip for me. Isn't he the cutest? I know he is. So anyway, I got to tell y'all something. I had people that drove a long way to see me at the home show, and I really appreciate it. And I'll give you, you know who you are, so I'm giving you a shout out. And I also had, Robbie, something that's never happened to me before. I had this lady that came up to me, and she was a very nicely dressed lady and beautiful, and she was dressed with an argyle sweater and just a gorgeous lady. And she came up to me after it was over, and she talked with a heavy accent, and she told me she was French, and she said that she was going back to France, and she wanted my cookbook so she could take authentic Southern cooking back to France. And I loved it, so I signed one for her, and I'm like, woohoo, I'm so glad my Happiness is Homemade, y'all, is getting over to France. I have some in Iraq already. I have some friends over in Iraq. I've got some in Canada. I've got a lot in the United States. So I'm just really honored and humbled that anybody would want my cookbook.
Oh, come on now. This is giving everybody in other countries a chance to put a little South in their mouth.
It is. And she loved it. She ate the carrot cake, and she was so sweet about it. And I just had the best time. And I got to tell y'all, I must talk about David a lot, my husband, because people would come up and David would introduce himself and they would say, we know who you are. She talks about you all the time. So I thought that was sweet.
Well, I thought it was really good also that you made the announcement there that David's his production fee is doubling, right? You doubled his production fee.
That's right.
Due to
double.
the 0 times
zero is zero.
I'm sure
well, hey, the way it is with me and David, and you know how this is now. You know, David's in the political world, and you're in the political world now too, as a city councilman.
Yeah. And
so you know you got to have the support of your spouse. You've got to.
Yeah.
And so that's the way it is. So we're just like a glove and a hand in a glove, because we work so well together. And I help him in Montgomery and with his stuff, and he helps me. And I'm sure that's how you guys are.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I stir that a minute and feel it?
Yeah,
okay.
Give it a feel there.
Y'all know how that is. Y'all have to feel the stuff when you're making it.
My wife,
it's feeling real good.
My wife would do the same. She's like, I know you pretend to know what you're doing, but she knows me well enough. She's like, I know you really don't know what you're doing, so let me get in there and get a...
Let me just get a stir.
Yeah.
And you can drink some of that too.
Okay.
All right, keep going. Now on this thing right here, this is what this looks like when you get it ready. Now I did a small one, not the 9x13. This one is a little bit smaller than that because I had to take some to my mama and daddy. So I took them some yesterday when I made it. So otherwise this would be a larger one. But right now while you're stirring and working so hard, I'm gonna dip us just a little.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever taken the Oreo crumbles and put them on top? That's interesting.
That would be good. If there's any Oreo cookies left, you could do that. But I'm gonna just do a little bite for me, or a bigger one.
And and the best thing about this dish that she hadn't even mentioned yet is it's 100% carb free.
Yeah. Okay.
We wish.
We wish.
Right.
There you go, Robbie. I'm going to take over stirring and let you taste it after just a minute.
I'm going to taste a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Should we swap just for a second?
We'll swap just for a second.
All right, here we go.
Okay, we're still in. Oh, yeah, this is good.
Mmm.
Where's
the spit bucket? No, I'm just kidding. It's really good.
Robbie, y'all, I told you he's like everybody's younger brother. I have a younger brother, and he is just... My younger brother would say that. Wouldn't yours? If y'all got a younger brother you love, send me a little thumbs up.
That is so good.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
And we do wish it were carb free, but you know, you can splurge ever so often. And if you've got to take a dessert somewhere, I mean, this is the one to take because it feeds a lot of people.
Yeah. And
it's good. The kids love it.
I cannot believe how good it is. I mean, really and truly, I mean...
It's delicious.
So how thick are we going to get that before you do this? What's the
Not
rule?
very thick.
Okay.
You're going to what I do is wait until I see a few tiny bubbles. And when the tiny bubbles start coming in the bottom of it, and I'm going to turn this up a little so we can get those bubbles quicker, and then we'll pour it up. And after you pour it up, you just put it in the refrigerator and let it cool off for a few hours or overnight, and then you're done. Next day you put something on it and sprinkle pretty things on it like Robbie said, or leave it like this, whichever way you want to do it. Decorate it up.
It all depends on how deep of a sugar caramel you want to go in.
Yeah.
If you want, you can sprinkle the cookies on top. God, that's so good.
I know it. I'll tell you what.
This is I'm going to do, well, we've got just a second. I'm going to help myself and then sprinkle a Oreo on top of it.
Yeah. I'm going to show them what it looks like. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Here's a bite for you. It's really chocolatey and creamy. And the cookie is like the crust on it. It's so good. Y'all send me a heart or a thumbs up or something. Let me know you're out there, all right?
Dana, I want to tell Dana, or tell you guys that I have a podcast called Fairly Local. And we just launched the podcast, and we're going to have Dana on that. And we'd love for you guys to... Anywhere where you get podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, wherever podcasts are obtained. I just do the podcast. I don't know exactly.
Okay, wait.
But
if I wanted to find your podcast, what would I do? If I am not a podcast person and I'm new to the podcast world.
So you can go to Spotify.
Could I Google you?
Yeah, you can Google it. It's called Fairly Local Podcast.
Fairly Local.
Yeah.
Podcast.
And it's just about local folks doing local stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are local. I mean, you're our queen of Blount County. And
I don't know what he's going to say, y'all. Just hang in there with me.
And our chef and all that sort of thing. So our first episode we did with Sean Dietrich, who is also known as Sean of the South.
Yes, I love Sean of the South. He does some of the best stuff.
Yeah, and that episode is up now, so people can go listen to that just by downloading the Fairly Local podcast. But we're real excited about having you on, and I want to try to reach out to the folks at Y'all Sweet Tea because I mean, what a story that they have. You know what I mean?
I know. Local. They're local too.
Yeah.
They graduated from the high school I taught at Hayden High School, and they're doing very well. And they also have at Y'all Sweet Tea. They also have seasonings now.
Oh, really? Like for barbecue, or?
Well, they have. I can show you right back here if you'll stir that. Yeah. Okay.
Here I am, having to get another job.
I know it. Let me just show you what a few of them are. We have cinnamon sugar. We have everything bagel. Y'all, this is so good on an egg sandwich. I'm not even going to kid you about that. Fancy Steakhouse is delicious on different types of meat. Southern Secret. Now, y'all, this is my favorite.
So, right here, that's it made for chicken or?
It is made for, it's basically a base of garlic and onion powder and salts and different spices. And I put it on my steaks. Yeah, I do. And I also do the Steakhouse. And I've put this on chicken before too, and it's really good.
I love everything bagel. That's
And then they also have the ranch. And they have one called lime pepper. And we're going to do a recipe in just a minute for a later date, and it's going to have lime pepper in it. And you're going to love the lime pepper. It's one of my favorites too. So if you want those, remember, and you go to y'all, I'll put the link above, and you can get 10% off if you use my name, Dana, D-A-N-N-A, in the code.
And if you use the promo code Dana free, then they don't charge you at all for it. I totally made that up. All right, I think we're getting pretty thick.
Okay,
right
we're getting thick. All right, let me move this out of the way. Y'all see that beautiful container
I've kind of checked out on the cooking part. I'm just kind of on the eating part now.
So we're getting thick now, and y'all, usually I go faster than this, but when I've got my little brother in the kitchen, I just have to watch him, you know? Yeah. So anyway, here, we're going to pull this over here, and then I'm going to pour it up. And usually I use a ladle so I don't make a big mess. And I want to try to get it even. So you have the amount that I have, and I have the amount you have. So here we go. Can y'all see that? I hope you can.
I'm going to tilt it a little bit.
Yeah, that would be good.
Looks good.
There we go. Now, y'all, the reason you want it so hot and everything is because something about that kind of melts down into that Oreo cookie. Y'all, I'm telling you, your life will never be the same after you learn how to make these, because it's really easy and good. And people will think you're so wonderful, and just look how easy it was. What do you think about it, Robbie?
I'm just, I could take a nap. So these, you know, I'm kind of on the slow carb thing. I just take 2 helpings of that. So I'm probably going to have to drink coffee before I make the drive back to Aniana. But
well,
I'm telling you, that is delicious.
It's good. And if you don't like a lot of the pudding, you just make less of it. You know, I like a lot of pudding in mine, so I put 2 of the large puddings. And y'all, I will list the recipe above. Hang on just a jiffy. I gotta unplug this.
Yeah.
And take that out. Then we're just gonna pour it up.
Okay.
There we go. I do need a spoon.
Okay.
Ooh, and hope for the best. I do not want to drop that in there.
Okay,
there we go. Yeah, there we go. And y'all know my husband said this segment was called Someone's in the Kitchen with Dana. What do y'all think about that?
I think that's a good idea. I think somebody in the kitchen. I mean, I know that nobody will be near as competent as I am in the area of pudding and cookies.
I know.
But, you know, one can hope.
One can hope that I can get somebody else as good as Robbie in here. If y'all want to be on here, let me know. What you do now with this stuff is we're going to cover it and put it in the refrigerator. But first, we will let it cool off just a wee tad bit. And then we'll cover it. These are lids, and put it in the fridge. And the next time I pull it out, it will be beautiful and have the white on it with the Cool Whip. And then you're ready to serve it. Oh. If you can keep Robbie from eating all the Oreos.
Yeah, if you make this at home, I'll put a link in my up here at the top here where you can just tell me where you live, and I'll just come over and eat with you.
Okay. Well, he's here eating with me today, so I'm glad you're here, Robbie.
No, thank you for having me.
David and I've known Robbie for, a long time.
Yeah, I was, I think I was probably, I don't know, when we first met, I was probably in my mid-50s, around 55.
He's not even that old yet.
But we've known each other 20, 30 years, and
it's
been great. I've enjoyed watching David and his trajectory in life. You know, your husband is probably one of the most wonderful men in this whole county. I love David, and he's done so much for this state. He really has.
You're speaking my language when you talk good about my husband.
I know how to win her over. He just talked good about her husband. So.
That's right. That's right. And y'all know Robbie's on the city council now at Aniana.
Yeah.
So any profound words of wisdom that you've discovered from being in the public realm like that?
You know, everybody wants a movie theater, right? Oh, everybody wants a bowling alley.
And let me just add to the list, a steak place.
A steak place. And, No, it's been a really good 2 years. I think we have 3 years left. I think Governor Ivey extended. David would know more about this, but I think there's like 3 years left. Our terms are 5 years or something like that. But anyway, it's been good. We've got a good mayor and a good city council there in Aniana, and we just finished, upon completion of a new soccer multi-complex field across from where the ballparks are. The ballparks on where the baseball fields are, the stage 2 completion of that is underway. And some really, really big things, coming, and it's great. It's a good time to be in Aniana, and certainly a good time to be in Blount County. This county, Hayden, there's the new restaurant up in Sneed that I ate at twice this past week. Oh my God, it's so good. So I mean, Blount County is it's
growing.
It's coming along,
and Blount County has a good. Comforting feel. When you come here, it's like coming home. But now I tell people across the state that Blount County is God's country, and we are. They think their spot is, but it's really us.
Well, if you could see what I'm seeing out your backyard, I assume all that's your land?
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, what a view.
Well, thank you very much. We enjoy it here. We love it here, and it's our home. And our family's been here for decades and decades and decades. But wherever you live, I hope you have a really good home and you have a good feel to it. And if you don't, y'all come to Blount County and go to Aniana. We have some great festivals countywide. We have covered bridges. We have a lot of covered bridges in the county. Y'all come see them. One of them's called the Swan Covered Bridge, and my maiden name is Swan. And one of them that is gone now but was here for a while is called the Standridge Covered Bridge, and David's of course, a Standridge. So, we've got bridges named after us here. We weren't here when they were built, but we're thankful that some of our predecessors knew what to do. But anyway, I think it's about time for us to go eat some more pudding.
Let's do it.
All right, and I would like to thank Robbie for being here and my husband for helping us out today. And y'all know what I always tell you. The good Lord loves you, and he really does, because he gave us all the stuff to make this delicious pudding. And I love you too. And we don't know about Robbie because we don't know what he's going to say.
I love you. Okay. I love you. No doubt about it.
All right. Y'all have a good one, and share this video and let me know when you make this so you'll know. You can tell me what you think about it. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.